Hey, what is going on, everybody? Hello. Welcome to the stream. We have our good friends here, the fellow podcast crew. Let me introduce you to them real quick. We have Lattice, we have Lambo, and we have Beast in the crew. What is going on?
Hey, man.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up? We got Jacob, we got Strange, Ian, Beast, Hornet. I mean, of course, we got Beast, Hornet, and we got Beast and Lambo here. Tech, we got Mad Mania, we got Mr. Soul, Iceman, we got KK, Goose, Baden. How's everyone doing? Thanks for coming through. To you guys as well. To the third installment of our podcast. Super excited to be hosting it this time. If you guys didn't know, we have episode 1, I believe, on Beast's channel and episode 2 on Lambo's channel, so be sure to check that out. You could click their links and all that kind of stuff. And episode 0 on Lattice's channel. You could be sure to click the links in the title and check them out if you want to. After the stream, of course. And let's just go around introducing everybody. So let's start off from left to right with Beast. Beast, how you doing? Give yourself a little bit of a spiel, introduction, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, hey guys. I'm doing good. My name is Beast. I'm doing a lot of Rise of Kingdoms KVK live streams, especially the last one was from the big one here with 671, 875, 38, and 2010. Maybe some of you have saw that. Overall, I prefer to do like a lot of fighting and KVK content on my stream, and less like guide and all that stuff that I don't do that much. Yeah, that was it.
Alrighty, and then you guys know who I am, so let's go to Lattice. Lattice, let's give yourself a little bit of introduction, Mr. 200 viewers.
So, guys, I have been playing Rise of Kingdoms for a while now, about 3 years. So I got 2 accounts playing in 1365 and 2489. I tried to make some guides. I don't think they're that good though. And at the same time, most of the information actually comes from my friends such as Lambu, Ploto, Beast. And then I kind of sometimes steal their content and make videos about it before they can do it. Those are the videos that kind of get few hits. But otherwise, yeah, just like Beast covering KVKs, mostly trying to enjoy the game and sharing that experience with you. That's all about me.
Alrighty. Let's go to Mr. Lambo, the elder statesman of the the podcast in terms of Rise of Kingdoms knowledge.
Yeah, I'm the old man, I guess. Both in age, real life age, and age in the game.
Hey, I was trying to be political about it, but you could call it as it is, I guess.
Hey, man. I call everything like I see it, right?
Alrighty, let's give yourself an introduction. Yeah.
Lattice putting out videos at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, scooping us on our content. Yeah. Out his channel. No, I'm just kidding. Kingdom 1029. It's a D Kingdom. Just getting out of a KVK where we were victorious. Got several videos recapping that KVK. Just enjoying the game, trying to farm back up, farm speed ups, get ready for the next KVK.
Yeah. All right. So that brings us to our first topic. I just want to kind of give the audience, just in case they don't know who you guys are, kind of a backstory behind, like, because we all cover KVKs and all that kind of stuff. So how have your KVKs been thus far? Because I know the thing about our podcast that's really cool is all of us are from different KDs, and we have different experiences with our KVKs. So we could start off with, I guess, like, we could start off with Beast first, because he's I guess he's in the middle of KVK right now. So how's your KVK been at what do you call it, 2338?
Yeah, so it was a heavy KVK, a lot of fighting, and we were successful. We have grabbed the Zig first now, but 671 don't want to give up. They still fighting. 2010 seems to be like they gave up. We have pushed into their zone 6 now and destroying their territory. in both zones from 2010 and 671. It just now that the little territory at the path to the Kingsland, where 671 have still territory and where they still fighting and trying to get in the Kingsland. They was also successful.
They're still fighting here. Wow.
Yeah, they're still fighting. They want to drop their Imperium. That's what I have heard.
I mean, kudos to them. They're making your KVK fun at least, right? Like, everyone always complains about. But I feel like, I mean, we'll talk about this in a different time. But yeah, like a lot of the KVKs. Yes, yeah, MG. That's true. This kill event, or whatever, the final sprint. But yeah, that's good to hear. I guess we could start off. Yeah, do you have anything else to add?
The problem only with Red KVK was that like 70% of the time was just burning flags from the other side. Was like of a different time zone. So like our team was mostly like America, Europe time zones, and 671 and 2010 was mostly Asia time zones. So when we was getting up, we was just having like 2-3 hours really fighting, and then they was already getting down in the activity, and we have increased our maximum of activity and also the other way. So yeah, I don't know. That was kind of shit, because like with that we was like we got pushed back when they have when we have pushed, when they have pushed, and that like I don't know 6 times. So that was at some point really frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, it's a congrats on the KVK win. And yeah, hopefully we could see more content out of you. Next person we could go to is Lattice, I guess. How's your KVK? Well, you're not in KVK, but how has your pre-KVK been, my guy?
Man, so I want to touch base on the KVK side of things. So we just went through on a personal level. I mean, during Christmas, we had mandatory leave. Like my office shut down, so they sent me on leave. Used up my annual leave. I was desperately hoping we get a KVK, and out of the 2 accounts, 2489, 1365, I had no KVK. And then now that finally I need to go overseas next month, I got one of the biggest KVKs of my life, I guess. 1365, 1093, 1960, 1175, 1534. A lot of the big names there. Definitely going to be a fun KVK. So looking forward to that, and getting pretty scared looking at the 60 GD push in pre-KVK. So it's scary from a 1365 point of view, but at the same time it looks like it's going to be a fun KVK. So yeah,
I'm going to check that out right now, because it's actually funny. One of my alt account KD is 2381, which is Thunder Camp. So I actually have some accounts there where we could check out the pre-KVK that you're talking about, and wow, look at the 1960 scores. Oh my goodness.
This is scary, man. Yeah, open it and you'll see.
And then we got my camp in my kingdom at 9th place, but hey, you know, it is what it is.
So are we allied? 1365?
Yeah, we technically we are allied. Yeah, we are.
Oh, nice. All right.
Then you see Ploto's solid contribution there of 7,000 points.
This is not even the alt. This is my farm account. This is the farm account I'm building up that I'm gonna eventually migrate to the main. But yeah.
Ploto contributes in a different way. Lambu, Ploto is going to contribute through barb chaining.
The honor scores for sure. Just check out the honor scores. You'll see Ploto up there. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna chain on my alt account, but yeah, that's good stuff. And then how about your other account in 2049? Weren't they supposed to be part of this KVK, or I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, 2489. So we didn't sign up for a strife. We signed up for HA, but then matchmaking came back saying opponent not found. So we're jumping on the next pop. So like technically this was our last pop, as in what I mean by that is we skipped 3 KVKs. Yeah, max skip. So next one, I don't know whether Lil is gonna let us pick a KVK or they just assign. So I guess we'll find out next week.
I'm pretty sure they still let you pick. I've heard of KDs that did 4 pops and you could still pick. So I'm pretty sure you could still pick. So
hopefully, yeah. So I'm personally hoping it's gonna be a HA, because 2 strifes at the same time, I'm gonna go crazy. Like it's impossible.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy. the BT11 guy from WO, such an alpha male. K11. And Baden, what's up? Sorry, I missed that. And KK, hopefully your broken bones okay. All right, so Lambo, how's your? I mean, I believe your KVK just ended, right? So how was that KVK?
Yep, I get my half of my 4.5 million deads back in 1 day and 11 hours, roughly. Got 1.3 billion kill points. It was very successful. It was very stressful at times. Every time a pass opened, we went both ways, which led to some very tense moments, but we got her done. I wished I could stream a lot more during that KVK, but I think there was a 24-hour period where I used 73 teleports. I mean,
oh my God.
Literally, we'd teleport to one section of the map, rally and swarm a flag, get it burning, teleport to another section of the map, swarm down a rally that was hitting our flag, teleport to another section of the map, you know, do it all over again, back and forth, back and forth. So it was quite fun. At the same time, I'm happy it's over, happy we won, happy I got all the rewards. And well, I 35th in honor. I don't chain barbs, so I'm top 20 there. But you know, now I can catch up on some much needed beauty sleep.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking at your alliance. You got MF. Oh, this is Cat. Okay, Cat has a lot of KP and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
even though she's scary. No.
Here's the thing, right? I mean, if you really take a look at our alliance, we really only have 31 people, 31 main accounts in here.
Mm-hmm.
All the rank 2s, all the rank 1s, it's all farms. You know,
yeah.
But we can do some damage because all 31 people are, well, I'd say half of them are heavy spenders. You know, the other half are some very smart free-to-play players that play very smart and maximize everything they can out of the game. So, you know, we tend to fill flags. You know, I'll put a garrison in a flag and, you know, we'll port farms in and just keep that sucker full. You know, or we'll use farms to fill our rallies so that we can fight on the open field with our VIP 18-7 marches or 6 marches, whatever the case is. But we have a good time.
Yes, sir. One of the best run D-seeds in the game, I could probably say. So, but yeah, talk about KVKs. I guess one of the big talks of the town, we could go back to the pre-KVK scores, is this 5 Imperium KVK. Let me go pull up the map real quick. Let me see if I can find it. There you go. So this 5 Imperium KVK that we got going on here. So, oh wait, this is incorrect. Whatever. I'll just pull it up. Thunder Camp is actually supposed to be red, so but instead of that, it should be correct. But yeah, this 5 Imperium KVK where it is kind of like these 2 L's. It's gonna be super interesting because there's been a lot of drama surrounding it. There's been a lot of talk. So I guess my question is, since the allies are set, it's going to be 1365, 1175, 1534, 3 Imperiums, plus Thunder Camp, which is 2381 and 2199, versus 1960, 1093, 1862, 1187, 2142, and 1186. That was a mouthful. What do we think about this KVK? Like, what are the first initial thoughts, I guess, of this KVK and how the allies went down? I guess we could start off with Lambo.
I mean, you know, it will be fun to watch. Also, at the same time, it will be very aggravating to watch. I anticipate when gates open, the lag will be absolutely insane. You know, I think it's a fair matchup. I really do. 1365 and 1093 are similar power, similar kill points. You know, if anything, I think 1093 and 1960 have an advantage just because those are two of the, in my opinion, 2 of the top 5 kingdoms in the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 1365 group has 3 Imperiums there, but I mean, look at the kill points for 1175. You know, look at the kill points for 1534, and nothing against those kingdoms, right? But it's just, they haven't really proven themselves in this large of a KVK in the past that I'm aware of. and you've got 1960 and 1093 together in the same side. Now, the thing that I wish wasn't happening with this KVK is all the drama surrounding it. I wish people would just shut up and play the game. You know, stay off of Facebook, stop raising issues, stop calling out kingdoms for their diplomacy or lack of diplomacy or whatever the case may be. Just shut up and play the game. And if you're not in one of these kingdoms, why are you trying to stir up shit? You know, just let them play. Let's watch and enjoy it and have some fun watching it. And I'm just sick of the drama. You know, that's it.
Fair. So
let's build a community rather than tear it down.
Yes, sir. So if you were to pick a side, in terms of winning, I'm guessing you would pick the 1960 side, and 1093 side.
I would, 51 to 49. Yeah.
Wow, the odds are that close for you. Interesting. Okay, so that's one towards the blue side. Alrighty, let's go towards Lattice. What are we thinking about this KVK? I mean, I guess you're going to be biased, of course, since you're going to be in 16. I mean, you're going to be in 1365. But let's hear your unfiltered thoughts about what went down for this KVK before all that kind of stuff. Because you know, all of us are kind of spectators, and you're in the thick of things.
So I think a bit of a story from 1365 side, I guess. So when the matchmaking happened, I sent a message to the king and some of the people in Diplo, and I tried to find out, you guys know who are we allied with and all that, and they said we're still kind of working through it, we'll let you guys know. And then some communication came through Discord, and what we saw over there is that this is obviously just the 1365 side of things. So what I saw there is our Diplo team pretty much saying, we did reach out to all the kingdoms individually and requested them to be part of, I guess, a chat together. So there was a list of 11 different options that from a 1365 side that we were recommending. So 11 different ways you could kind of do the matchup. I think, I may be wrong, but I think 1365's initial call was, how about 1365 plus 1093 versus the other 6 kingdoms, so 2 versus 6. I think that was the initial recommendation from 1365. Again, I'm just going by what I saw on Discord. And then from a 1365 point of view, what the Diplo team was saying is, how the Diplo is ended up being, as in the picture that you have up now, this is not necessarily what we were looking forward to, but then there was an insistence from most of the camps that because there are quite a few Korean kingdoms there, maybe it'll be better if all the Korean kingdoms are kind of together. And even from a map point of view, it looks like you can do a proper L the way the Diplo is done, because in terms of some of the other high-profile KVKs that I've seen lately, where Diplo was done in a way where it's not that L shape, and when it's not that L shape, then one of the camps get locked out. It's not fun, and it's kind of not fair, and it doesn't lead to, I guess, a equal contribution from everyone, I guess. So anyway, so I didn't know why 1365 wasn't really happy about it, other than the fact that 1960 and 1093, I mean, as Lambo said, 2 of the biggest KDs in the question, and there's only few ways you can split a 5 Imperium situation. So if you split a 5, it has to be a 2 and 3. So you got the 2 on 1960 and 1093 side. You do have 3 on the top side with 1365. But then at the same time, if you look at the power and the kill points, so on my stream, I actually went through calculating all the powers and kill points, as in adding them up. And it actually looks like the 1960 and 1093 side actually has more kill points, if you want to put it that way. So it's just from memory, it was 4.9 for the 1365 side and 5.2 for the 1960-1093 side. So in a way, it's probably more in favor of the 1960 side. And then if you look at the rankings, as in training ranking, then you get to see how strong the 1960 team actually is. I mean, the 28 billion power is deceiving. So the 28 billion power is what they had when the matchmaking happened. And we all know how spendy 1960 is, way more than what 1365 or 1093 can probably afford. So 1960 is extremely OP. If I had to put money on, I would definitely put it on the 1960 side, despite me playing on 1365 side. So we're just hoping this is going to be a fun KVK. I don't think it's an unfair matchmaking. I think this is very fair, as much as I don't think it's leaning towards the 1365 side. Kill points, simple stats, it says it's going towards the 1093 sides. So I think they're probably going to win, but we just want to put a good fight. There's a lot of people on Facebook. I mean, firstly, I think people who are not participating in the KVK, and there's a lot of people who not participating in the KVK, and they want to, talk about their feelings about the KVK and make content about whatever is apparently happening in this KVK. I just think they need to get a life, as in, if you want to experience a proper KVK, which clearly they're not experiencing, that's why they have to look into other KVKs to find drama, because their KVK is either so boring that they don't have enough to fight or brag about. So you maybe just, get a life. That's all I have to say.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Get a life from Lattice. Speaking his truth, I guess. There you go. Alrighty, well, Beast, what are your initial thoughts of this KVK and what went down, I guess?
Well, in my opinion, that might be probably the biggest KVK we're gonna see in 2023, actually.
Interesting.
I mean, matchups like this, they are not that often, right? So I think overall from the setup that we have 1365, 1960, 1093, these three kingdoms, they are so big. It's insane. Like Lambo said, the lag will be insane, especially at the path opening. I think for the matchup, it's hard to make that, actually. I think it is fair from the power. I think it's kind of fair, but I mean, it's hard to say here who's gonna win, since that are high power Imperium spending kingdoms, right? So especially for example 1960 or 365. I think what's gonna be important here to say is that, especially who gonna have more farm accounts, to fill the rallies, flags, constant 24/7, that's gonna make a difference. Who have saved up more resources and speed ups, and also small things like switching at the right time the garrison. I think stuff like that gonna decide who gonna win that. I think we're gonna see here really 24/7 hour fighting, and it's overall really hard to say who gonna win that, in my opinion.
Okay, but if you had to pick someone, like gun to your head, hey, if you don't pick someone in 3 seconds, we're gonna pull the trigger. Who would you pick? Three.
I actually would go for 365 side. Actually.
Oh, there you go. We got a 365 vote. There you go. All right. Thank you, Beast, for that. Let's go address the chat for a little bit. Let's see what people have been saying. Who's Lambo?
We didn't hear your take on this.
Oh yeah, my take. This KVK is gonna be pretty interesting. I was actually gonna transition my opinion into the next take, actually. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. As an outside watcher perspective, I mean, I guess I have my account in 2381, but as mostly my main account is what I focus on. It's gonna be pretty interesting to see this KVK unfold. It's gonna be probably the biggest KVK that is happening as like in my YouTube career. So probably gonna do some streams about it. Probably gonna be playing from the all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's super interesting. I remember people were calling the 1365 side the Korean Avengers, I believe is what I heard in Redline's stream. So that's gonna be super interesting to see, because I, as you said, I haven't really seen 1175 fight or 1534 myself. But that's probably because I didn't do my due diligence. But I have seen 1960 and 1093 fight a ton. So out of track record and out of bias, I guess, because I've seen them previously, I'd probably pick the 1960 side. Although this map it's pretty interesting, because I didn't think that the allies were going to fold this way. I thought the L would go the opposite way, actually, where it would be Thunder Camp with 1960 and then it'd be Water Camp with 1365, because in that case I think it would make this KVK a zone 6 KVK. But the way as constructed right now, I think that I mean it's 1960, so they're probably still gonna push in, but that 1v2, especially against 1365 in that zone 6, is gonna be super tough for them. I'm not exactly sure what the game plan would be, but overall I still think 1093 war strategy, 1960 literally just swarming every flag is gonna prevail. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Ploto,
what's up?
maybe you want to make a poll so which I can vote, and then we can see.
True,
like,
yeah,
at the
yeah.
end
Let's
of
see.
it.
Let's see. 1960. Who will win?
And here's the funny thing while you're putting the poll up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think Lattice said this yesterday on one of his streams. Everybody's saying it's 1960 against 1365. So once again, there's 1093, one of the top kingdoms in the game, in my opinion, flying under the radar. You know, and they will probably be the deciding factor in this KVK.
For sure, yeah. 1093 they're beasts, man. Like I watched the last KVK. We could talk about the KVK history for sure about 1093, because like the way that they fought against 1846 last KVK was like it was like clockwork. Like the way they anchored their rallies and all kind of stuff, we're definitely going to be seeing that employed in some capacity in this KVK for sure. So it'll be interesting. But personally, just like because I've streamed 1960 and 1093 KVKs. I really haven't streamed. I mean, I've streamed my alt KVKs, but this is like their first, like 2381's first KVK that's relevant. So I haven't really streamed the rest of them.
Let's not forget though, Lemon is in 2381. He could do it all by himself, right?
That is true. Lemon, the FTP will carry us all. Good morning,
Now, touching base on that Lambo comment about how it's not just 1960, it's 1093 as well. So in a way, like if you look at the power and the kill points and previous KVK history, like 1365, 1093, they both fought against 1846 recently. They had similar performance. So in many different ways, not just the power and kills, also KVK history-wise, very comparable, very evenly matched, 1365 and 1093. So the question that I was asking in my stream as a poll was, does people think 1960 on its own, can they handle 1175 and 1534? Most of the answers, I think 60% people were saying they think 1960 can handle 1175 and 1534 together by themselves. I'm not too sure myself if that's the case, but in a way, like that's where, if it was a 1960, so I guess what I'm trying to say is, if it was a 1960, if you put an average Imperium kingdom there in 1960's place, then I would say 1365 is favorable for the win. But then when you put something like 1960 in a camp, and there's already 1093, which matches power kill history with 1365, then this is like it's very hard to make a call. Compared to 1960, those two camps combined, 1175, 1534, if you add up their kill points, you'll see that it's probably similar to 1960s. So they kind of match up well. In terms of the other three camps, if you're talking about less than 1 trillion kills, it's I don't know how much of a difference they're going to make though. Like, I'm sure they're going to put their best effort in, but then I don't know how much of a difference that makes. So that's where, like, I'm trying to say, like, when I'm doing my titles, and I've been questioned over this, like, why do you put a title where it says 1365 versus 1960 and 1093? Why are you not mentioning all the other kingdoms? So this is not to disrespect the other kingdoms, but these are the three names that are household names that we know as strong kingdoms. 1175 and 1534 just doesn't have the profile that the other three kingdoms does. So yes, it's a 3 Imperium versus 2 Imperium, but at the same time, it's 1 big name versus 2 big names.
Knight's like, gotta vote 1365. Lattice might bite me if I vote 1960. So there you go.
Lattice bites? No wonder his wife left the country.
Oh my god. That's funny. But yeah, it's gonna be super interesting, this KVK for sure. I mean, only time will tell, right? Like, people are saying, I saw a comment saying 1175 and 1534 are super powerful, and that'd be really interesting to see. Like, this is, no way are we saying that this is for sure like 1960 and 1093's KVK. Lambo said it was 5149, so I'm not at 5149, I'm more at like a 60-40, but it'll still be super interesting to watch. And yeah, it's gonna be a pleasure to watch this KVK, because in my opinion, with the new Autarch rewards coming out, it might be some of the last big KVKs that we see, if you understand what I mean, with this Autarch system. So let's go switch topics real quick to that new system, to the new KVK rewards. By the way, for the poll, it looks like it is 64% saying 1960 1093 will win, and 1365 saying 35% saying 1365 will win. So about the, I mean, it's a bit more skewed than my personal view of it, but I guess that's the general perception of things.
On that again, Ploto, on that again, so not just this stream with you where we got more than 60% for 1960 1093, my stream and a couple of other streams that I watched during my time zone, if everyone or majority is thinking that 1960 and 1093 is probably going to win, then where does this, like, what's the concept or logic behind the drama? Like, I don't understand the drama. What's the drama? So
honestly, I didn't really look into the drama that much. I think the drama,
because you got a life, that's the thing, you got a life, Ploto. You need to not have a life, otherwise, like, why talk about drama and fight over Facebook? If anything, I am in contact with some of the players in 1960, some of the bigger players in 1960, and some of the decent players in 1093. I don't see them complaining. So who the F in Facebook is typing all that shit? I don't know whether they even have accounts that belongs to this KVK, but it's just like talk. So the more attention you pay to it, the more you're feeding into it, I guess.
I mean, the better for you, right? That means more viewership and
more viewers.
I mean, to be honest, it's part of every single like game, no? Like, there's always going to be trash talk, because in Rise of Kingdoms there's no pro scene or anything, right? So the closest thing we're going to get a competitive type of environment that's close to a pro scene outside of like Osiris League is these big Imperium KVKs. So from my perspective, I see it kind of in that light, right? So these big KVKs, by the way, I'm chaining, these big KVKs, these like people live vicariously through them, because like there haven't been any big KVK since, I don't know, that 8 Imperium Strife of the 8 KVK, or that 4 Imperium free-for-all with
free-for-all.
yeah. So
the funny thing with the free-for-all was drama started after the KVK ended, as in like like when the Diplo was made, there was no drama there, but then after 1365 won, somehow there was drama. But obviously I'm biased, like, you know, I need to be biased. I represent AKD, but anyways.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. But yeah, onto Autarch rewards. what do you guys think of these new rewards? I actually don't know exactly the breakdown of how it's going to work out, because in my KVK currently, we do not have access to viewing them or seeing them. But does anyone want to step up in terms of like how they work, or like the specifics of it? Does anyone know? Does anyone?
I think Shizgol has a video out there about what the rewards are. I don't know, and I, was doing 20 different things while I had the video on in the background, so I don't know specifically exactly how they're going to work. Everything I've read indicates that if you hold the your own Ruined Crusader Fortress and the Ziggurat at the end of the KVK, that you will have these rewards that you can distribute. Now, there's some debate. Can you distribute them only amongst your kingdom, or is it between the entire camp and the coalition that you're in? But people are saying that there's only 300 rewards that can potentially be distributed. So does that mean it's the end of Imperium Kingdoms, Super Imperium Kingdoms, where there's 1,000 people fighting? Does it mean that lower seed kingdoms like mine are going to get an influx of douchebags wanting to come to the kingdom to get these type of rewards? Because honestly, if we had 300 rewards to give out, I'd probably have 10 farms getting the Autarch rewards, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We don't have 300 players, but I mean, the rewards are good, don't get me wrong, but what it's going to do is it's going to kill diplomacy. Part of diplomacy was, okay, we'll ally with you, we'll trade Ruined Crusader fortresses at the end. Whoever fights more will get the Zig at the end, and the other person will get the first occupation, the Chronicle rewards. I mean, that was all part of the diplomacy process, at least the diplomacies that I've been involved in. So now what is it going to be? Maybe the strongest kingdoms all team up. They all get into Kingsland, and then they fight for it at the end. Will that push the smaller kingdoms out, or will there still be these competitive matchups? And then in Kingsland, I mean, there are so many egos involved when it comes to the Zig and the star, the wonderful cosmetic star on your banner already, that, when there are rewards at stake, it's going to get 10 times worse. So I look for a lot of betrayals, a lot more drama in this game than we've seen in the past. And I don't know if that's something I want to be a part of.
Interesting. All right, Beast, what do you think about the Autarch reward system and I guess the potential changes that it'll bring up to future KVK matchups, and I guess how people register for KVK as is?
I don't like them, actually. Like that only the one kingdom holding the Zig get access to that. That's kind of really unfair, and we're probably gonna destroy a lot of great kingdoms, the Imperial kingdoms, because like a lot of people will migrate then back to near kingdoms, and trying to get there then a strong kingdom so they can get with Autarch rewards. I don't know, for like the current matchup what we have, 90-60, 10-93, if that team wins, who's gonna take the Zig? Both are like that is so unfair. Of course both kingdoms want them, but that probably gonna destroy all the teams, the team matchup for the Imperial kingdoms, also for the lower kingdoms, when they are at the same power. That will just destroy all the team up, and like, because everyone wants it, right? If I don't know, it's just, I really don't like it. It might be then also able, like, that we maybe gonna see in the future FFA KVKs, so like everyone against everyone.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing too.
Because no one can decide who's gonna take the Zig, and then getting the Autarch rewards. I don't know. I really don't like the change. Like, why don't they let it like it is right now? So someone take the first application reward, someone take the Zig and holding it. So that is like kind of the same. Before you was able to like making the rewards fair to everyone. But now with the Autarch reward, that's not possible, and only one can get access to it. That's so bullshit. Nothing more to say for that.
Alrighty. Good stuff from Beast. Let's go to Lattice. What do you think about these Autarch rewards, especially since you're probably gonna be the one out of all of us to experience an Autarch reward type of KVK? What are your thoughts?
So firstly, a little depressed because I don't feel like we're actually gonna win the Autarch reward. So I think it goes to 1960, 1093 side. So first to experience, but first not to get as well. So that doesn't sit well. On a different note, you know how we assume that it's going to be 300 people, but do we know that it's just going to be 300 people? That's not final yet, Lambo, right? Like as in, I saw on a couple of chats that it's going to be 300. Chizgul is usually right on all his information. I think he mentioned it's probably going to be 300 as well.
He was pretty. He was also pretty tentative about it. He was like pretty like, he was like, I heard about it out on the news, but I didn't see any numbers, so it wasn't like the normal. It wasn't like the normal chess like stamp of approval.
Confident.
This is 100% what's gonna happen. So
if that's the but saying that, like someone with Chizgul's connections and experience, if he says 300, there's a good chance it's probably going to be 300. If I'm basing my comment on 300, because if it's not 300, if it's the whole camp gets it, then I guess I have like no problem with it. But then if we are talking about the 300 situation, even then, like a part of me thinks that's the death of say 3 of the biggest kingdoms, or 3 of the most well-known kingdoms. So 1365, 1093, 1254, these are the most famous big kingdoms out there, I think, at the moment. So this definitely brings an end to that, and it just says everyone has to be 1960 and 1v. If we are talking about that 300. Now, is that a good thing for the game? A part of me thinks maybe it is, because that way the lag is going to reduce, firstly. Secondly, we are going to have more challenges. So say, for example, now we're looking at, say, for example, this KVK we're looking at as most of the big kingdoms are there. Then from an entertainment point of view, we are going to have like maybe 20 big kingdoms then, right? Like 21V style kingdoms. If you break up 1365, 1093, 1254, then you get probably 10 out of that, or 7, 8. So overall, at least 15 big KDs. So maybe Osiris League and KVKs are going to be more interesting, less lag. So I don't think it's the worst thing ever. But then I don't know what that does to, I guess, smaller KDs though. So Lambu's KVK, I think Lambu had like 5 kingdoms in their camp, but then I have seen more than 5 before. So technically, if you can have 5 alliances and you can only hand out that many, then like some kingdoms, even after their camps winning KVK, they may not get anything. So that's kind of sad. So in one HA once I saw 37 kingdoms. I don't remember what the breakdown was, but I think in some of the camps I saw more than 5. So but I guess in summary, what I want to say is I'm not as opposed to the idea as Lambu and Beast kind of sounded. I think in the long run it may be a good thing, especially because if it at least it's gonna address the lag thing.
Yeah, I mean, it'll for sure. Like you guys were talking about that external drama, but that internal drama, if you do have to spread out the rewards to specific people, I could just imagine, like, you know, if it's 301 to 300 to downwards, it's gonna feel like wow, like why am I not respected in this KD? Did my contributions not mean that much? Is it because I'm not a spend whatever, right? So it's gonna be super interesting to see how that develops. And NBC had a point.
And if there are multiple kingdoms in a camp, and these are camp rewards that are distributed by the coalition lead, what's to
There's going to be
prevent that
drama.
coalition lead from saying, "Oh, okay, we fought more than you guys did. I'm giving all 300 rewards to people in my kingdom. Fuck the rest of you."
Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely have to see how the system works out, right? Apparently, Vishnu said he have Autarch rewards in that KVK. I'm not exact, like, if you could send me screenshots on Discord about like how it would work out, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see ourselves how it works. But yeah, Lattice, do you have a point?
Yeah, I mean, the other option was to have them in the shop, like the KVK shop, right? Like, as in you get some sort of a coin, using that coin you can buy, so the whole camp gets it. So that wouldn't have impacted the KD structure at all. But in a way, like, because when I look at Lambu streams, no lag KVKs, but I feel jealous.
You're envious. I know,
Yeah.
because I watch your streams and you're like smashing your keyboard every single time your Mars doesn't go back home, and then 1v, because you always verse 1v, just gobbles you up. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So a lag-free KVK is not the worst idea in my mind. But yeah, but then the other thing I'm gonna say is, so I actually saw a few people with the KVK, and Lambu saw it on our stream yesterday as well. Some people got lucky and they got the KVK inscription.
Oh yeah.
Just out of random chests. So that's the thing. I mean, like, if you're making it that special, which is gonna break up big kingdoms, then why the F would you put it in random chests as well? Like, I don't know. I just don't like that luck-based system.
Wow.
So I have more of a problem with that.
It's like we made videos about this.
Yeah.
That's a perfect segue actually to our next topic about armaments. And I mean, formations, armaments, and inscriptions, if we were to say the full title of the system. But how are we feeling about it now that I believe in our last podcast we discussed on Lambo's channel about how it was unfair that some KDs got it before others. I guess now now that we've had it for a while, like, how do you feel about the system overall? I guess we could start off with Beast.
I don't know where to start actually. I like them, at the same time I don't like them. I mean,
can you also send a picture of your armaments in the chat if possible?
I sent it to them per DM. Remember when you did the stream?
Oh yeah. I'll bring them up while you're talking about it. Okay. Alrighty.
So like, I don't like the luck base, right? Like, before you was having an option and you grinding for that, and then you get that what you have grinded for. But for armaments, the problem is just you buy these shares, for example, from a bundle. You open them for formation. You get then, of course, all the armament for these type of formation, but you don't know what buffs you get, and that's what makes that so shit, in my opinion. I mean, it is also, I said before that is that the luck base is kind of better for free-to-play and low spender. At the end, it's still not, because, like, of course, free-to-play and low spender can have be more luck when whales, but on the other side, they can just buy every day the bundle, getting 16 formation shares, I guess it was.
Yeah.
And then, and that are all epics or legendary. And so they can, over the time, they will getting just better armaments. Like, for example, Lambo did a video about that, what he got after 1 week of buying the shares, and he got like already 5 marches or something with, in my opinion, best armaments. And I'm sitting here with like 1.5 good armaments marches. It's still so shit. Also for free play and load spender. I like the idea with the formations, that you bring up different formations with different buffs for different situations. I like that. But the armaments and the inscription that is based on luck, and that you cannot choose, okay, I want to have this, so I need to grind this, and then I get this buffs. You know what I mean? That we don't have this system makes it, at the end, my opinion, shit.
Alrighty. And for context, you talk about low spender free to play. What is your spend level? Like, are you representing? Are you the voice of the low spender free to play, or?
Yeah, I'm definitely at the moment between free to play and low spender. I don't spend like constant. I buy I have bought the last KVKs like over crystal pop-up bundles and one mountain warfare bundle, but at the end not much more, just mostly only when the gem supply, and that's it, you know. So, and over month before
not even material supply. Oh wow.
Huh?
Not even material supply.
No. Over month before, basically only the monthly gem supply, and maybe when recharge was like then a little bit more, like to get the first 2 days, but that was it, and that for like half a year or 1 year. Yeah, you know, I from the armaments, what you show there on stream, I bought one time the armament bundle.
Okay, you bought the armament bundle one time, got it.
Yeah, and all the rest comes from travel or dispatch. So, I mean, my nephew, for example, I was pretty lucky with that. I think he have like kind of good stuff.
Yeah, well, what are these inscriptions you have on your nephew?
What was it? So it was like a health buff,
okay,
a counter attack damage one, and I guess it was March speed, or I don't know the other one, March speed or defense. I'm not sure. I don't have Rise of King at the moment open. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I made a video about it, so everyone knows my opinion. But let's go towards Lambo, the opposite side of the spectrum, Mr. Maxing. I mean, I guess both of you, Lambo and Lattice, but Lambo, the lucky leopard over here with his archer set. So
yeah, and it's gotten better since I sent you that screenshot.
Oh my god,
we won't go there.
I'll just show what you sent me to not to not crush the beast's soul right now.
So I mean, I've bought in the bundle every single day since this went live, right?
Yep. Wow, look at that. Wait, sorry. I'm just looking at it. It's triple archer stats and archer march speed. It's practically like, man, I there's no gold gathering speed in there. There's no barbarian damage.
4 armaments triple stacked with archer stats. That's one inscription, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, I got lucky initially, but over the last few days, it seems like every single time I send travelers out, like the last 2 days on my main account, I've sent travelers out 40 times. Not a single time have I gotten a single cutscene. So you can't tell me that's, I mean, seriously, 40 dispatches of a traveler and I haven't gotten a single cutscene. It's been all the crappy blue equipment that you get from the normal no cutscene ones. So okay, so there's that, right? I get it, it's random. I was lucky in the beginning, now I'm unlucky. Yin and yang balance, you know, chi, whatever you want to call it, right? Okay. I overall I like the system. I do. There are a couple of things that worry me. One is it going to drive new players crazy? Is it too much micromanaging for a new player just starting the game now to have equipment, inscriptions, armaments, and then iconic crystals and all that stuff, plus formations? Is it going to be too overwhelming? Or new players going to start, say, screw this and go to a different game? Two, those cutscenes, get rid of them. Give me a way to skip them without clicking 100 times. I mean, I send these travelers out on 11 accounts on a daily basis. Just let me click them. And honestly, the only reason I send them out on farms is so I can get V formation stuff, so I can drop archer towers with my farms. But I mean, overall, I like it. I went through MF's armaments with him today. We opened something like 100 some odd chests, and I have better armaments than MF does. So now I've got 2 things MF doesn't. 1, better armaments, and 2, the cow sunglasses emoji icon.
Wow.
I think I like it. At the same time, I have some concerns about it, and I really want more details on how they're going to implement a refining system for these attributes. What do I need to save? What do I need to get rid of? Do I need to continue recycling stuff to get coins to refine an attribute or to randomly generate a new attribute? You know, give me some more information so I can start planning down the road, right? And don't just throw something at me at random that, you know, you give us no information on.
Alrighty, yeah, that's fair. Because I'm literally holding on to all of my armaments and stuff because I have no clue. Like I have no clue what to do with these things. I have like so many armaments just chilling, especially these blue ones. One, because I'm too lazy to actually scrap all of them and look through what I should save, but two, because I don't know, you know. They'll never know the future. So that's pretty much, yeah. And then Lattice, what do you think about the armament system?
Madam, a lot of the things that I wanted to say already got covered by Lampu and Beast. So I'm gonna go down the Lilith hating path that I have been taking recently. So the first thing that I'm gonna say is the dev feedback that we got, where it says you can re-roll one of the, well, it doesn't say one of the, but what it says is you would be able to re-roll some of the stats so that you can change them. That should have been out when you sent the armament system out. Apparently you did so much planning and everything rolled through KVK2 and then you know, their chosen KDs and all that. But then when it got out, they should have said yes in the near future. It should have been part of that information. So what I'm trying to say is when they know about the armament system, they should have given the sponsored content creators, for example, if they can't give everyone access. So maybe put someone like Chisgul on a separate server, someone like Shinchi on a separate server as an internal server where they can test it out and they can do proper videos. So when Chisgul does a video, he covers everything that needs to be covered on the topic. When they do their crappy 5 minutes videos, it doesn't tell me enough about it. So the reason why I'm angry is because I recycled something that I would have never recycled if I knew I could have changed one or two of the stats in the future. So this incompleteness,
Well,
like
what
as
did
in
you recycle for context?
So I recycled something where I had all damage and I had cap stats. I had an inscription. The inscription wasn't that great, but I had proper cap stats, and I had all damage, a decent amount of all damage. But then this is on day one, and on stream I was thinking, you know what, why should I keep it? Two of the stats are bad, so I should probably dismantle it. Actually not cap, infantry, but regardless, like one troop stats. So that item, now that I have read the dev feedback which came after the update, I mean, like now if it comes like a year later, then I would think, yeah, it's all right. But then if this is something they knew, then why the fuck not tell us up front? Like as in, yes, this is the whole system and in the near future, this is what we're going to do. So that's one of them. And the second thing is, like, you know what? We are trying to play a game where there's community activity, fighting and all that. But then I feel like what Lilith wants us to be is like grandmas sitting in a pokies machine and put your 5 cents in and, you know, keep hitting the button and then you're gonna get all the 7s and you're gonna hit jackpot. That's what most of the grandmas does here, all day sitting at a poking machine, sitting at pokies. So is that what they want us to do? That's what the armament system feel like based on your fight. It's not like based on your fighting you get rewards, which is kind of that Autarch stuff, but the rest of it, like it's like a slot machine. Why do I want to do that? So yeah, that's how I feel about it in general.
Yeah, and then you sent the screenshot. So what is this screenshot about?
Yeah, that's the one that we can talk about a little bit as well. So if you bring that up, I was gonna say that's the KVK reward. So you know how earlier I was saying, how come they gave some people KVK stuff? So this is from someone's it's not mine, it's someone that I know. So they got the KVK inscription already. So they didn't have to play through KVK. They didn't win KVK. They didn't hold Ziggurat because that hasn't happened yet. But she got a KVK inscription. I'm happy for her that she got it. But the point is, like that random luck, it doesn't feel. To me, it just doesn't feel fair. And now I'm talking about someone from my own kingdom, and I'm happy for her. But at the same time, it doesn't make me feel the sense of fairness.
Yeah.
Say, for example, Lambu, even if he wins the next few KVKs, I don't know whether he can get it. But then this is someone who didn't play KVK, but she got it already.
The Hunter.
And
I guess we could check
yes.
the Codex real quick. I believe that's the skill damage one.
That's the skill damage, yes. That's
Codex.
That's pretty
Hunter.
much the
5% increase boost to skill damage. So that's practically the full formation, doubling the formation
yes.
buff. And then
So this is
wow.
the best. This is the best inscription you can possibly get. So anyways, so that's the thing. So just so I did make a few videos about like how Lilith wasn't kind of fair. They should have given it to everyone, not just 1254 and some of the other KVKs that were in the in a KVK. So Lilith decided to test with them. So I wasn't complaining about the fact that they got it early. The more of a complaint from me was they got it during More Than Gems. So just to clarify, what that wasn't about just 1254. Now I'm complaining about 2489 as well. So the complaint isn't to do with the KDs, it's to do with Lilith, as in they just don't think about whatever they're doing, like whether it's fair or not. Like it's like the fake videos they do where they talk about, apparently some of them has accounts they play, and they talk about how they have a T4 account. Like it feels like they're so detached from who is playing the game and how is the game being played and all that. So anyways, and that's just another proof that like you can put KVK rewards already in a random chest, and at the same time you don't keep a track of who is getting this during More Than Gems and who is getting it without More Than Gems and things like that. Like for even for medium spenders and people like low to medium spenders, they don't see how that makes a difference. But anyways,
Yeah, that's the More Than Gems thing was definitely the biggest gripe I had with the early access that some people had to the system compared to others. But yeah, I mean, I made a whole video about how I feel with this system and how unlucky I've been, I guess, with my armaments. But yeah, like the whole idea of, for example, we're about to go into KVK. There's going to be these rally and garrison leads. The whole idea that you could have, you could win or lose a KVK based on complete RNG. There's no way to work on it at all. Is really like I don't like the idea of it. You know what I mean? Because like imagine you have a rally lead, like as you said, that has one of those KVK armaments out of a random pull that they got, and then comparing that to someone else that didn't get good luck with armaments, even though they bought like all of the chests and all that kind of stuff. Like this full RNG component to like the armament system is a really big downgrade compared to the rest of the systems. And the thing is, it's like there are other games that have full they call it gacha gaming, right, where it's like just you just keep pulling and all that kind of stuff. It's like all odds, all that kind of stuff. But like when I play League of Legends, for example, there's like things where like these eggs that you could purchase, and then sometimes like you get a skin, or sometimes you get whatever, but it didn't really impact gameplay. Is more so about skins. But then for this, like Rise of Kingdoms has predicated itself, has built a system around for example, the equipment system. If you want to if you want to craft a piece of gear, you could save up materials and then craft a piece of gear, and you'll know exactly the stats you're gonna get. You have a percentage chance to crit and get better stats, but the baseline, what stats you're gonna get. If you don't crit, you could refine it so that you could I actually don't like the refined system that much. I like the older system better, but there is something you could build on. There's something you're building on, all that kind of stuff. But then for the armament system, there's no building whatsoever. It's just, as you said, like I believe Autarch actually commented on the video. It's like a scratch ticket where if you don't like what you see, just throw it away. You just throw it away. Don't cash it in, all that kind of stuff. And for the majority of us, we haven't been liking what we've been seeing, so it's just super like unsatisfying as a system is what I say. Like fair, unfair, whatever. I think as a collective we can say that as a system it's unsatisfying to play, and that's the biggest gripe I have with it. It's just like it doesn't add any enjoyment to the game, you know what I mean? It's just like, all right, we got extra stats on top of whatever. Like if I crit, like if I craft something and then I crit, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, you get that you get that I didn't crit. You get that what is it called? That good feeling, that serotonin. I don't know if serotonin is the right chemical, but you get that good feeling when you craft something. You get that good feeling. Oh, like I crit. Whoa, leadership or something. You know what I mean? So that's like, if that was a legendary, we'd be like all up in arms. But then whenever you get an armament, like half of the time I'm just like, is this good? I don't know, because we don't know if what we're building towards and all that kind of stuff. So that's my biggest thing with it. And hopefully, you know, maybe the new changes will change that. I don't know exactly what they're planning with the new changes, but yeah.
So real quick, because I've learned things from you guys watching your streams and from watching other people's streams, and maybe we can just level set with the viewers in the chat right now. Can you go to armaments and show them the sorting, show them how you compare, use the compare button in the upper right-hand corner?
Sure.
Just so everyone knows, you know, exactly how they can do this in a more efficient manner.
So when you get your new armaments and all that kind of stuff, there's a lot of different features that people don't know. For example, if you're trying to find the best armament for infantry, for example, you could pick, what people tend to do is they pick all damage because all damage is broken, and then infantry health, infantry defense, and then you could sort through like, oh, this has 2.1% all damage, I should probably put that on someone, or you know, this has 1.8% infantry health and all that kind of stuff. So you're able to sort through the best stats for within the armaments that you have in that category, and then you can continue to do so. I believe it stays on, the sort feature stays on until you go back out. When you have to go back in, you have to go back into the hamburger menu and then reselect. But yeah, this feature is super useful, and what you can actually do is there's this compare button in the top right, and when you compare, you can actually compare and contrast the stats. For example, this epic has more infantry health and has more infantry health compared to this what do you call it, this elite has more infantry health compared to the infantry attack and infantry health. But yeah, so this is just a way that you could, you know, sort through your armaments. You could even, you know, it simplifies the process a lot more for sure, is what I'll say. And yeah, is there anything else to add with the armaments sorting? I actually don't know.
So I got a line for the viewers, I guess. So guys, whatever you're learning here from Ploto today and whatever you learn from other streams, I need you guys to come to our stream tomorrow, where I actually need to go through this and just so that I don't do like another noob thing like dismantle a all damage thing. So I'm gonna fix my 7 marches tomorrow. So learn from Ploto and you know, tell me tomorrow so that we can fix it ourselves as well.
Hey man, yeah. Yeah, hopefully I could tune into that stream. Maybe we could see how your armament like is. But yeah, these are, people have been asking for my armament. This is what I got. It's not really the best. I bought 3 days of the bundle. I bought the first 2 days, and then someone donated $50 saying, you know, buy today's thing for recharge. So I'm like, all right, thank you, Nugget. But this is what I got going on. It's nothing special. I haven't really gotten that many. I mean, I guess the Archer stuff is pretty good because of the triple inscription, but in terms of stats, I don't really have anything compared to Lambo. So I'm gonna
just on buying the armaments bundle, Ploto. So you actually insulted Lambo earlier. So when you were talking about Lambo, you said Ladus and Lembu probably, spends the same amount or something. Lembu is like a proper whale. I'm like a skinny fake whale.
Now, dude,
So
but you opened 100 chests on stream. Didn't you buy the bundles every single day, or have you not been buying every single day?
just to do that stream. Since that stream, I haven't bought anything. And then that was my visual proof to my friends in 2489, because 2489, unless I'm showing that I'm spending, I think they're gonna kick me out. So I'm kind of scared always. Not just kick me out, as in zero me and stuff as well. Because the bond that you had to sign to go to 2489 is you're gonna spend Lembu level. Otherwise, you're not part of it. So
Hey.
yeah.
When you're in a kingdom with MF, no matter how much you spend, you still feel like a tadpole.
True that.
Fair. Yeah, I guess. This is a good question from Mitmit. What stats are you focusing on when you look for armaments? I've been told by my leadership is that all damage is the creme de la creme stat. So if you filter, you probably want to look for all damage first, because think about it. It's all damage. People literally train so many troops for that 3% all damage in the beginning of the game. People rush all their tech so that they could go all the way up and improve morale, so that you could get that all damage increase. And then from armaments, if you're able to get, like I have this 2.1% all damage armament that I should probably be putting on somebody. Like it increases your normal attack damage, increases your skill damage. So it just increases overall damage for your march, and that is super strong. After that, it's probably health for whatever troop type you're looking for. So like if I were to look for an infantry, like infantry stuff, you'd probably want to look for like if I was looking for stuff for my Guan Yu, for example, I'd look through all damage and then health and then all that kind of stuff. So all damage, health, defense, and then look from there.
I have a slightly different, more complex answer.
All right, there you go. Well, what's your answer?
I mean, I agree with the all damage aspect. At the same time, it depends how a person fights. It depends how many troops they're going to field on the battlefield, and what their personal preference is. If you're one who goes in and hits a target and then you get targeted and you retreat, you might want to focus on something other than attack stats. You might want to focus on defense and health. If you're a player who takes 7 marches and you tank for the rest of your kingdom into a murder ball, and your goal is to do as much damage as possible before your 7 marches sad face and go home, then you might want to focus on attack stats. It's really player based more so than it is this is the meta, everyone should do this, right? And it's a lot like the equipment in that aspect. Like if you're using XY William as a march, that's super squishy. So you might want to then pick armaments that have more health and defense versus attack, so that march sustains on the battlefield longer. In my opinion, it's a more complex thought process than simply do this first, this second, this third, right? You have to know.
Yeah, I mean that's for every
player.
system, right? That's for every system for sure.
And I tell people this all the time. Whether you watch Chisgul, Dragothian, Skywalker, Lattice, Beast, Ploto, myself, Jake the Dog, whoever, right? Take what every content creator says with a grain of salt. Use that information to come up with what's going to work for you. Because only you know how you fight. Only you know how much you spend. You know how many resources you can afford to heal troops in a hospital.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you guys have any thoughts to add on top of that, or Lattice?
I got a couple lines maybe. So exactly what Lembu said, this is how I kind of think as well, as in my logic works exactly the same way. At the same time, the instruction that I got from 2489, because yesterday I think it was the day when we could do quite a few arc matches. So they did like 4 or 5 arc matches with different formations testing, and armaments testing and all that. So the outcome what they kind of instructed all of us is to do is don't think too much about your march, as in what Lemby was saying is if you're going with a squishy march, maybe hollow formation may be good, maybe health and defense stats would be good. I was going to do that, but then the instruction they gave me was, or all of us was, just go for all damage, as in what you were saying earlier. So your leadership and 2489 leadership pretty much has the same comment. But then I think that's more of a generic comment. So I'm kind of confused whether to go with what Lembu said, because I can relate to that more, but whether just to go with, what 2489 says. So it's still a bit confusing. I think after a KVK, we'll kind of know how it works, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, because the whole rationale about all damage and the whole rationale about damage in general is, it, like Lambo said, it really depends on your playstyle, but I think also depends on what your kingdom's trying to achieve as well, right? Because with all damage, you clear the field faster. You're able to, I guess, you're able to contest objectives more so, all that kind of stuff. And like my leadership is like, yeah, just go all damage. But I guess there is also a happy medium where like if you have like 0.6% all damage compared to like 1% all damage, and then but you have more stats on that 0.6, you probably want to use that 0.6 with the extra health and attack or defense or whatever you have. You know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with all damage, but if I have a choice between 0.5% all damage or 3.5% health, I'm going with the health.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
yeah.
There is some threshold, but I don't personally know what that threshold is. So
so that threshold, Ploto, and not that I know either, as in I'm going by what 2489 leadership was saying. They pretty much kind of try to say is, even if it's 0.5, which is the lowest that I saw, what they were saying is it's probably better than the 3.5. But on that point, I think the people that were doing the testing, they are not UNI level spending. That's like 4 Baba level spending. So for them, it doesn't matter what your hospital bill is. Like, that's not a figure they look at. So for that group, that probably makes more sense than where you and I stand, maybe. So for us, maybe the health is better.
For us normal people, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like we'll just have to see, because I'm always like, as you said, my leadership and my team of people, my friends, they're always like, yeah, all damage is the way to go. So that's just what I'm gonna do. So, but
if you can test too. If people are into reports, put some armaments on your march, go hit a level 25 barb, and then go home, change your armaments, go hit another level 25 barb, and compare the reports. Right?
Yeah, I mean, everyone could do their self-testing for sure, because we're not the experts. we're just here for the vibes.
you are the expert, though. We were talking about barbs.
Oh yeah. Funny. I'm not even top. I'm not even top. Oh, I am top 20. I'm not even 1. See, I'm not. I've been slacking. Anyways, that is the armament topic. Check Discord. What is going on in Discord? I don't see anything on my Discord. Oh, requests. Oh, there you go. We got pictures of the Autarch rewards from Vishnu, so we could go back to that topic for a little bit, because it's pretty interesting to see exactly what's going on here. So at the end, we could look at the pictures. At the end of Lost Kingdom, if Autarch Alliance is occupying Great Ziggurat and Crusader Fortress is now occupied by another camp, all members of Autarch Testimony. Autarch Reward. Lost Kingdom event has been settled. Autarch Rewards will be set via in-game mail. Inscription Shop and Autarch Reward event will also be open for a limited time, which you can participate if you're eligible. I don't know. Does that answer the question of how do you even hold an Autarch Testimony? What are these occupation points? After the event, governors can buy. Okay, so you get an Autarch Testimony if your coalition occupies a Great Zig, your Crusader camp is not occupied by another camp. So I think from this, what I'm thinking is it's not top 300. It's just if you're in the coalition that holds Zig and holds Crusader Fort. So it might.
Does that mean it says Autarch Alliance? Does that mean the coalition, or is it the specific alliance?
It says your coalition occupies Ziggurat, and your Crusader Fortress is not occupied by another camp. So there's no wording of alliance in there. So
previous screen you were just displaying.
It says Autarch Alliance. All members holding Autarch testimony, but you get an Autarch testimony if your coalition is holding a Great Zig and your Crusader Fort is not occupied by another camp. So from what I'm seeing here, thank you again, Vishnu, is that Autarch rewards will be awarded to everyone within that coalition, is what I'm seeing. There's apparently an Autarch tavern as well where you could recruit commanders. Okay.
So you see how on the top right there's a blue button that says Autarch list.
Yes.
On that picture, the picture. So what I'm thinking is not that we have a picture with clicking on that, but that could have more information, such as you can maximum give out 300 or something, which
That's
is what
true.
I think you were saying.
Maybe if we click this button, oh, maybe this is a third thing where you have to be awarded an Autarch testimony. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
Maybe. Yeah, you guys might be right. All three factors must be met. Okay. 1254 did not get this reward. They registered for, you have to register into KVK that has Autarch rewards already. So they didn't give it to existing KVK. So even my KVK, which was 2 pops after 1254, we didn't get the rewards either. So yeah.
If 254 got this and my kingdom didn't, because we were one day behind them in KVK, you would have heard me bitching a whole lot more than I was.
The blue button's only available after Zig capture, is what I was told. So we'll have to see. We'll keep an eye on it. But thank you for the screenshots. Yeah, it's still unclear. I wish it was more clear, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so this is another topic. What do you guys think of the new Legends mode of different things? So I believe right now we have Protect the Supplies, which was super easy, by the way. I don't know if you guys did your Protect the Supplies, but they changed Protect the Supplies to where like you could literally do it with 2 marches. So like my whole KD is practically all 100% legendary. But then we have events like Soroli, what is it? Crisis? I think it's Soroli Crisis, where it's like
Assault, yeah.
It's super hard to kill the bosses, and you have to try hard. You might have to use those pots. And I've been told people spend hours trying to finish the legendary difficulty. What do you guys think of these new difficulties for these, I guess, PvE type of game modes? And we could start off with Lattice.
Yeah, man. So at the risk of sounding like a farmer, I actually love these events. So when it comes to Soroli, Assault, Soroli Crisis, or even Ian's Ballad and things like that, as in I like the concept of it. And yes, it was too easy earlier. Now that they're bringing on, I guess, new levels, legendary and so on, it is quite exciting to me. Like, I actually find it exciting. I even love that boat shit, as in sea battle or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I just call it boat, the boat events.
so how... But saying that, like, how I think, at least from my point of view, it could have been more interesting is, so if you do well in these events, then maybe getting an average level of inscription or things like that out of them. Like if you win KVK, then you get the best level, but then in terms of these events, if you score over a certain level or something, and what I'm trying to say is getting some armaments through grinding would have been great. So at the moment, there's no grinding. So it's just luck. So I don't mind the grind. And the legendary modes kind of maybe enable them if they want to go down that path.
Yeah, or maybe if you chain Barbs, you should get armaments. Who knows?
Yeah, something along those lines. Like as in,
Uh,
anything is better than the cutscenes. So I can't imagine a single person, like you gotta be retarded to a different level if you're actually
gosh.
watching through those cutscenes. Like it doesn't make sense.
Meanwhile,
You're not
my
contributing
chat
towards anything.
my chat makes me read through the cutscenes. They're like, read it. You're gonna get better luck. I read it like twice.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun for them because they're torturing you, right? But then when it comes to them doing it, oh my god! Like why made me click like 3 times for no reason? Better than that, let me do a difficult Ceroli or whatever, and then I have a chance of getting something. That's a good chase.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. It kind of validate the hours that Mit spent on legendary bosses.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go Beast. What do you think of the new, I guess, difficulty for these PvE game modes such as Ceroli and Protect the Supplies and all that?
I like them. That brings to these, I would say, old events some new life into it. But the problem I see here already is, as soon as people know how to make that good and win like every time, you know what I mean?
Like there's a strategy, yeah.
So like it's getting boring then again. Right, so because people know how they need to do that and how they can win that with the easiest way. And when we have again, what I see the problem with these events, that there is too less content. So over time, you do it like every 2 weeks or something. Like for example, Shadow of Olympia. I see so many writing, they don't do it because it's every weekend the same. It's nothing new, nothing fresh. It's every weekend the same, and they're getting so bored because of it. And when they don't do it, and that's the same events, in my opinion, with Ceroli and all that stuff. Over time, it's just getting boring. I mean, they are. I forget them so many times in the last month because I don't know. It's all the time the same and. Yeah, the rewards, it's nice, but there's not something for me that I remember these events and doing these events. You know what I mean? That's what my problem is with this event. To bring out a new difficult, it's good, but I think they also need to bring out like more
variation,
more
maybe.
Bosses. Yeah, that people see, okay, it's not every 2 weeks or every week the same with these PvE events, I think if they would do that so that we have some variations, like a rotation between the bosses, I think that would be even better for these events and people would do them even more.
Alrighty, fair. Alrighty, let's go Lambo. What do you think of these events?
Ceroli Assault, there's no legend mode yet, so that really hasn't changed. You just slam into it with 12 DPS marches and kill it in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
regular Ceroli has gotten much more difficult. There is an element of thought now required. You have to coordinate with the 5 people. If you get 5 people on voice, and everybody knows their role, whether it's support, DPS, or tank, it's not hard at all, right? If you get 5 people who understand what's going on.
That's the hard part, with randoms, is getting 5 people who understand what's going on to play with you. So
playing it with randoms, damn near impossible. And I can see where it would take people 3-4 hours to complete those 5 bosses. Race against time, it's way too easy now. It's not race against time, it's who can complete this first.
Oh, you mean Protect the Supplies?
Protect the Supplies, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
okay.
Protect the Supplies. That was an absolute joke. I happened to complete it first. I'm not going to turn down the 20 gold heads. Absolutely
I'm
not.
so mad, man.
Thank you, Lilith.
It used to be so hard, right? It used to be so hard to do.
If you don't make it harder in the future, it's going to be, okay, who's online at reset, who starts it first, who finishes it first, not who does the best job at it.
Yeah, because The reason why I'm mad about the change to protected supplies is it used to be so hard to do, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait till the last day. I'm gonna have max out my crystal tech. I'm gonna have a mountain warfare so I could get improved morales all the way up, maybe get a 6 march going, and then like I see the scores and it's already top 10's done, and I'm like, wow. So they really changed the difficulty. In case you guys don't know what they changed, there used to be a slider here where it'd make the hardest difficulty, the hardest amount of stars 35, I believe. And the difficulty, what it would do is add like 25 more green raiders. And the green raiders, what they do is they just beeline straight for the cart. So you would never see anyone, I've never seen anyone do 100% in the old version of protected supplies. But then with this one, since they took it out, it was a lot easier to manage. So but yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what they do in the future. It'll be pretty interesting. And yeah, you guys have any final thoughts, any questions in the chat for us before we wrap things up? He reads Esmeralda with a real masculine voice. Yo, I can't do the female voice, you know. I'm too embarrassed.
make a stream where you're reading the male parts and your girlfriend's reading the female parts, and I bet you get lots of views.
Yeah, this is call my girlfriend. Hey, could you join a stream? Why? Because I want you to to read with me. Yeah, that sounds like a good good use of
nice
our time.
Romantic evening. Come on.
Good use of our time. Yes. But yeah. So if there's no questions, appreciate you guys for coming through. Do you guys have anything? Do you guys want to bring anything up or any final remarks or?
If y'all have anything we can discuss on a future stream, don't hesitate to contact any of the 4 of us. Well, if we think it's going to be good content, we'll get it on the agenda for a future stream.
For sure. All right. How about Beast, Lattice? Anything you wanna add or?
Yeah, well, invite to everyone for the next podcast. I believe the next one I will be hosting on our channel, as in the Lattice channel, and
Yes,
most
sir.
likely in 2 weeks' time, because that's the frequency we're going with, unless something major happens in between. So 4th of Feb is what we're looking at. So. And if you're enjoying the conversations that we're having about different topics, you know what? Why hear one opinion when you can hear all 4 at the same time, right?
Yes, sir.
So be subscribed to all of us so that you don't miss out on anything.
Yep, you could click on the links within the title, but I'll also put in the channel. That's Beast channel. Let me go put in Lambo's channel as well. This is Lambo's channel. And then of course, I mean, I'm sure everyone's already subscribed to Lattice, but let me go put in Lattice's channel as well. So those are the boys. Go subscribe to them. If you didn't subscribe to me, it'd be greatly appreciated if you could too, you know. And yeah, that's about it for the pod. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Beast, are you streaming soon? I saw that you have a stream scheduled.
Yeah, I wanted to stream
I'll host you so we could bring people over there. They could watch your Call of Dragons
yeah, Beast is almost at 1K, y'all. So let's push him up above that 1K mark.
Yes, sir. Let's go make sure we got and I'm Lambo too. Let's try to get them to 1K as fast as possible so they could get that monetization.
I'm way below 1K. So
hey, but we gotta start. We gotta start.
Let's get Beast done.
But yeah, I'm gonna send them over to your scheduled stream, okay, Beast, and then you can just start whenever you want to. No pressure.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty. And for the rest of you guys, I will see you guys on the next one. For me personally, we have pass opening. Next stream is gonna be pass opening on Monday. So I don't have any plans streamed because I'm just gonna stream all the time when we're fighting. So be on the lookout for that. Monday 15 UTC is probably the stream start. We're gonna be, you know, I'll probably be crafting some gear before this pass opening just so that, you know, we could get the best out of what we got, as well as yeah, looking at my armaments and all that kind of stuff. So should be fun. Alrighty, I will catch you guys next time. Thank you guys for being on the stream. It was a pleasure hosting the 3 of you as always. And if you guys ever need anything, feel free to hit me up. Like I'll jump on. So alrighty, I will see you guys next time. Peace.
Thanks, Chip.